So what happens when you've lost credibility? Can credibility be won back? It's a good question. It can be, but it's very difficult. And it depends on what you did and how much you lived a lie or how much you did lie and for how long did it take and how much did it impact the people around you. In some of the smallest things, credibility can certainly won back. In some larger things, credibility can be won back too, but you're going to have to be very, very patient with it. As people have said for centuries, that it takes a long time to gain people's trust, and it takes just a moment to lose it. And maybe all of us have seen that play out around us at one time or another. So if I've lost credibility in any area, and I have the opportunity to stay in my position and win that credibility back, number one, I need to be really patient because it's going to take time. And it's going to take me being true to my word in everything, including every small thing. I've got to stay on it. I've got to be credible, and I can't have any slip-ups. Otherwise, it goes right back to them reinforcing the thoughts they had about me about being incredible. The additional thing I would do that sometimes speeds up the process is sometimes I'll advise managers to make up scenarios so that they can do things that they said they're going to do to win people's credibility back. For example, little things that seem really small, but see, remember, people's view of you is set in stone over a long period of time. The more actions you do something, the more people believe that's who you are. If you show a good sense of humor a lot, people believe you're a person with a good sense of humor. If you show your intelligence a lot, people believe you're intelligent. But that's a behavior or trait seen over time. Credibility is the same way. You're credible and trustworthy if people see that over time. If you lost it, it takes even more time. But so now we look to maybe even create scenarios to build our credibility. So for example, I've got a worker and I need their work done by 4 o'clock in a particular afternoon, and we're going to check it together. So instead of leaving the onus on them to come to my office at 4 o'clock for us to sit down and talk about it, I look at him or her and I say, look, I'll be down at your office at 4 o'clock this afternoon and we'll look at it together. The additional benefit is, okay, so we're getting it done, we're going to look at it together, but then there's an action I must do. I must show up by 4 o'clock, and that little action begins to build my credibility. Didn't have to do it that way. Could have said, you come to my office at 4 and leave it all on them, but instead, I created an action for myself that can build the believability in the people around me when I do it. So remember, if you lost credibility in any area, it's going to take time, it's going to take effort, it's going to take focus. You've got to be absolutely consistent, and you can even make up scenarios that will allow yourself to make up that credibility in a little bit shorter period of time than it might have taken. The more opportunities you have to be good at your word, good with your word, the quicker that credibility is going to be regained. But whatever your focus is, remember, it's going to take a while. You're going to have to be patient, and you have to be understanding how people view you, and that really how they view you is your fault. So be patient with it. You can quicken it a little bit. Be patient, be consistent, and you can win. In most cases, you can win your credibility back.